While we stop and think, we often miss our opportunity. In the blink of an eye, the Kawhi Leonard, Paul George Clippers era approaches its 4th season. This is a team that was destined to hang its first banner by now. Everyone remembers the hype during the 2019 offseason. In the dead of the night, the LA Clippers dropped the hydrogen bomb on the NBA world by signing Kawhi and then trading for PG. You're telling me the reigning, defending Finals MVP is coming to LA with the guy who was 3rd in MVP and DPOY voting? And they weren't going to play in the LA team that didn't make the playoffs. They're playing for the team that won 48 games and took the Warriors to 6. Need I say any more how high the expectations were for this team? I mean, these guys weren't bottom feeders, let's get that right. This is essentially a 50-win team, and they didn't have a superstar. But they got dogs, that's for sure. Specifically, Lou Williams. Man, I can make a whole video talking about Lou Will being the greatest sixth man of all time. And he led the team averaging 22.6 off the bench. And they had Montrezl Harrell on the same team competing for the Sixth Man of the Year award alongside Lou Will. And a prime Patrick Beverly, whatever that means. And guys like Morris and Zubac. Are you serious? This team was loaded. All they needed was star power. And with Anthony Davis going to the Lakers, you got the setup for the ultimate Western Conference showdown. The Battle of LA that never was. We as basketball lovers were robbed of this. We could have had the greatest Western Conference Finals ever in 2020. We were just one game away from that. But the Clippers just had to... So to recap, this Clippers team haven't made the finals. They've made the Western Conference Finals only once, and they blew a 3-1 lead to Bubble Murray and the Denver Nuggets. What went wrong? How does this happen with a roster this loaded? Well, what's one word really? Injuries.
And Leonard goes down again.
Whenever you think things can go more perfectly, the reality of human limitation sets in. On paper, the rotating rosters have been fantastic. The front office has done a great job adding guys that mesh well together on the court. That's how they can find success with the plethora of guys that have come into LA these last couple years. And they have a great coaching staff. That definitely helps. Tyronn Lue is a clipboard wizard who's had success in Cleveland. And most importantly, they have 2 of the league's premier two-way superstars. This sounds like an organization's wet dream, and they certainly played to that standard on the court. The LA Clippers are a good basketball team. That's why every offseason they're in the pack for contending in the West, and they believe they could break through. But the regular season is when reality sets in, because on cue, right as they get rolling, one of their superstars goes down. The Clippers have played 279 games regular and postseason, not including this current season, in the past 3 years. Kawhi and Paul George have shared the court in 109 of them. Neither one has played more than 60 games at any point during this saga. Well, why are we doing a flashback? Game 4 of the 2021 Western Conference Semifinals versus the Utah Jazz. With 5:35 left and a blowout victory for LA, Kawhi limps off the court after facing contact heading to the rim. I think you know what comes next. But at that point, the Clippers had tied the series after being down 0-2, and they'd go on to win that series. Without Kawhi, then they'd face the Suns, who they'd take to 6 games, and were this close to 7 if not for a DeAndre Ayton game-winning lob. Who's to say what could have happened if Kawhi had played in that series? I mean, I like the Suns. I could talk about Chris Paul's basketball IQ, etc., for hours, but if Kawhi was healthy, my money's on the Clippers. And playing Giannis and the Bucks in the finals, hey, if the Suns got 2 games and kept the series competitive all throughout, it's not a fairy tale to think that the Clippers could have been the 2021 NBA champions. If only Kawhi hadn't gotten hurt. That injury sidelined him for the following season, essentially throwing away another playoff run. So that's 2 playoff runs down the drain. Hold on, a flashback inside a flashback? Yes. Kawhi's injury in 2021 was, in my opinion, the result of the snowball effect caused in 2017. We go to the old Oracle Arena for this one. 2017 Western Conference Finals. Spurs versus the Golden State Warriors. Game 1, with the Spurs up 25 at the half, they come out with Kawhi on fire. only to get injured by the dirty Zaza Pachulia. This dude was dirty. I don't care what no one says, this was not an accident. Regardless, this is what started the snowball injury for Kawhi. This injury sidelined him for the 2017 playoffs and the following season. Damn, I'm starting to see a miserable pattern. Before this injury, he played 70 plus games in his previous 2 seasons. Since that injury, he hasn't even played more than 60 in a season. And the only time he played 60 exactly, he was in Toronto and he won the NBA championship. This guy is a world eater with the ultimate counter, the greatest crutch. His Achilles heel is literally his Achilles heel. Well, his ACL technically, but my point still stands. Imagine if he could stay healthy. How much of his greatness was left on the table? But shoulda, woulda, couldas don't get you anywhere. If you ever watched the movie Casino, you know that scene where De Niro is talking about ifs? You can make a case for anybody with ifs. You keep going down the rabbit hole of hypotheticals, you'll eventually catch yourself saying the Knicks could have been NBA champs in 2013 if Melo would just pass the damn basketball. That's not an exaggeration either. This man averaged 28 points per game with 1 assist in a playoff series. 1 assist. They took Indiana to 6 games. All he had to do was pass. But I digress. Every day should be passed as if it were to be our last. Let's not beat around the bush. This is it. This is time to show what this team is capable of. Kawhi is 31, Paul George is 32. Damn, I didn't know PG was older than Kawhi. That's funny. Most superstars' peaks start and end from 28 to 32. They both came to LA at the start of their supposed peaks, and now they near their ends. They could find magic in their twilight years, but these are 2 guys who are very talented, yes, but they have a lot of mileage on them and cannot stay healthy. This is reality. If they can stay on the court together, they will always give you a chance to win. These are 2 first ballot Hall of Famers. Come on now. But with the way the season has already started, it's not looking bright. It's not looking bleak yet because Kawhi's injury concerns don't look damning. He still came back and he was okay, but we just got to see if he can do that for the rest of the season. And it's crazy because they're the 9th seed in a packed Western Conference, so they're really like 2 games out from the 4th seed. So we just got to see how far they can go. But let's see where the bus stops this season, because this may be their last drive. Thanks for watching.